226 to 224. Odin eliminating Norm Duke in our first game, 242 to 215. Benoit hitting first on the left lane.
Odin up.
Didn't get the total break that he wanted on that shot on the left lane. Had a little time in between, a little practice.
Well, Benoit somewhat zeroed in on the championship here. Pretty good shot there. The 4 games we've had bowled so far today, 226 plus average. That's the kind of scoring we've looked for. But now we come to the veteran Benoit against 2 rookies. We'll see what happens.
Right, Bob. Now, here is Ricky Ward. He's had 5 cashes in 8 tournaments, 1 regional title. He's 22 years old, 5'7", 165. Left-hander.
Wow, Chris, you would never believe that's his first shot in a championship round. You see a nice, well-practiced style. Look at the smooth delivery, 4 steps, arm in perfect position. Good inside-out swing, playing an outside line. Can't do it any better. All 10 pins in the pit.
Well, that experience in the Resident Pro Championship in Tacoma, Washington, where he finished 3rd, really did help him in front of the crowd.
Well, you're right, partner. He had good extension through those shots. Didn't cut them off. That's a tendency that a rookie has, but he didn't do it in the first 2 frames against this tough veteran.
Bob getting the right lane zeroed in now. This is our semifinal game, remember. The winner to meet Raymond Edwards of Center Reach, New York.
Bob Benoit, a stroker-type power player. We call him not a cranker or a stroker. They call him a stranker out here on the tour. When he gets going, and gets his confidence up, he's very tough, as he won all 4 games at the Bud Classic. Let's see what he can do here.
Actually, Bob doubled the
36-year-old Bob Benoit giving away 14 years in age to Ricky Ward.
Ricky Ward, the full fingertip grip and a nice conventional position, hand underneath the ball, and gets a nice wrist action at the point of release.
Oh,
7 pin.
Ward's left that pesky 7 pin.
Boy, seemed a little bit unperturbed, Chris, by that bad break there. He could have stayed ahead in the match. See how he is on the 7 pin. If there's one chink in the armor of many of the lefties that hit the championship round, as you see the solid 7, is the inexperience causes them to miss spares, especially the 7.
Very carefully. The man that led the tournament, the first 4 rounds, we asked him earlier how his bowling has progressed up to the pro ranks.
Pro bowl, my dad started me when I was about 8 years old. I then pursued the junior program, which I bowled until I was out of high school. Then I joined the regional program and bowled that for about 2 or 3 years, and I used the 3 of them as stepping stones to get to the national, and here I am today.
And looking good.
It's out the 4 pin.
Ricky Ward, who signed a letter of intent to attend Nebraska University right out of high school and didn't follow up with his college bowling, avoids the split here. He gets a high hit. Once again, leaves the 7 as a pin comes along and trips out the 4. With this conversion, he would trail by 2 pins.
Ricky Ward, who's sponsored by his parents, Clyde and Marie Ward. University of Texas, El Paso. Take a look at the campus. Here. Weather outside, on the warm side, but dry and beautiful. From Topeka, Bob Benoit leading by 2, can increase it to 12. Double up, shooting in the 4th frame. Semifinal match.
That's the 4 pin.
A 4 pin on the right lane. Bob Benoit, who between his 300 game and winning the Quaker State and his second title was 1-10. 1 victory, 10 losses on TV. But he got over that awful hurdle. There's 1 2 cents. Okay. So here.
Spade.
Thank you, Chris Schenkel, our tournament leader, Ray Edwards. Ray, have you ever bowled in a championship round or on television in any way?
No, I haven't. My mom keeps telling me to keep my head where my feet are. I'm just going to take it one shot at a time, and hopefully we can go all the way.
Chris, he was dominant all week long. Moms gave him some advice. Let's see if he follows it. We'll know in about 20 minutes. Ray, good luck. Back to you.
All right. So back striking is Bob Benoit, originally from Dallas, Texas area. Hopes someday to return. Fort Myers, Florida, produced this one-time regional winner looking for his first national title.
Oh,
nine.
Solid nine, Chris. Man, as he threw on some good shots, and he kind of getting relaxed out there and letting that personality come through. Watch the ball. It hits the 1 2. Instead of driving the 5 straight back, it cuts it off and leaves a 9-pin. That's the left-hander's answer to a right-hander's solid 8. Bad break. He now trails by 2 pins.
Semi-final match.
You know, Chris, I first met Ricky Ward when we were out at the Johnny Petraglia Open in Carolina Lanes out in New Jersey. And in between squads, he was just practicing and practicing and practicing. He had Guppy Troop out there, a tour veteran, a friend of his from Florida, helping him. And Guppy says, Bo, watch this young man. He's going to make it on the tour. He's got the demeanor. He's tough in the clutch, and he's got a great game. Guppy Troop, you're right.
Now, boy,
5 feet 7, 165 pounds.
You see the shot from the left side. Inside out swing, ball out towards the edge, all 10 in the pit. Benoit can take a 12-pin lead, 6 frame. Benoit with that double takes that 12-pin lead, Chris. And you know, his strike ball is so beautiful to watch when he's in such symmetry with himself and the lane. He doesn't try to overpower it. He rolls the ball about 17 miles an hour and almost a perfect angle to hit the pocket. Remember the great Ned Day, which my father bowled with many years. As you see his grip, had a type of ball like that. And he very seldom ever got tapped. And when they start striking, look out.
Precarious shot. Look at that reaction. Right, Bob. Bob Benoit leading by 22 in the semifinal. More after this. There they are, Phil Prieto, one of the co-proprietors here, Roy Lowndes. Now there's somebody who's had a lot to do with the history of Professional Bowlers Tour and television bowling.
You're right, Chris. He won the very first championship on ABC television. It wasn't the Pro Bowlers Tour, it was Wide World of Sports. 1961, and won $15,000 in Paramus, New Jersey.
And built like a fighter, Ricky Ward.
Another left-hander, Roy Lowndes, a left-hander, was rooting for Ricky Ward all week long. The southpaws stick together. Right now, Ward in a little bit of trouble as veteran Bob Benoit has strung together 3 in a row. He has Ward on the ropes. He leads by 22. Ward needs some strikes.
Now you'll hear a pinfall coming from our tournament leader, who get into the heat of action soon, Raymond Edwards from Center Reach, New York.
Right now, Ricky Ward has a potential 237. Benoit going at a 229 pace, but Ward needs strikes. Critiquing his game as he watches it here, whether he wins or loses. He was nice and firm the first few frames with a good extension, a little wry smile on his face. In the last few frames, he's been a little shorter with the follow-through, a little less speed. The ball's drifted slightly high, and that's been the difference between a 9 count and a strike.
They're down another fine pro-am here in El Paso. What an opportunity, Bill, for the amateurs to bowl with 3 different professionals and have a lot of fun and help a lot of good causes along the way.
You're right, Chris. Before every tournament, basically on Tuesday in a 42-game format like this, the amateurs bowl as partners with the pros. Lots of fun.
Going for 4 in a row, leaving the 10-pin.
Benoit, who does not have a microphone on, but the microphone for just down the approach area, picked up what he said, and he just said, oh my gosh, he had pulled that ball so much, but he got a double break. Didn't quite get the lift, and the ball stayed around the pocket area. If he had gotten a good lift on it, he would have been high and void, maybe flirting with the split.
This is the home of Fort Bliss, El Paso, Texas. Following our Pro Bowlers Tour telecast, Wide World, the Bislett International Track and Field Meet featuring the Dream Mile, the ladies as well, running in their mile, to Belgium for the men's all-around in the European Cup Gymnastics Championships. Cycling the finest, Tour de France preview.
A lot of distance on Wide World of Sport and a lot of distance left in this match. Both players potential 220s. Benoit in the driver's seat. Tough spare to have to shoot in the 9th frame. The 3-6-9-10. Ricky Ward could get the opening he needs right here. Let's see how Benoit attacks this particular spare. Needs to get the ball in here and carry out the 9-pin. Here you go. He gets in here. He wants that ball to carry out the 9. Like that. And boy, Benoit will be in the 224 pace, but he still gives Ricky Ward a chance.
Oh, chopped it off the free.
A surprised Benoit. That ball took a little extra skid in the middle of the lanes, as we showed you in the top of the show. The championship pair had a high lubricity in the middle of the lanes, so the ball doesn't hook as much. And Benoit caught that slid by the 3-pin. He has opened the door for Ricky Ward. 9th frame tee shot.
That's
Very-
a wood, but that
That's about as close as you can get to the channel without dumping it. What a shot.
You're right, Chris. Boy, did he trust it out there. Ball tilting off. And now watch the pin action. The ball's going to drive through. It looks like a solid 9. The head pin goes to the sideboard and comes back and gets the 9. Remember, he had left one earlier in the match. Now, he needs 2 strikes and 8 pins to lock it up.
what took that one.
Well, he didn't get the first one. Benoit looks to the side, the scoreboard, the players look to the side. Ricky Ward, take his time. The match is not over. Make sure to make the spare and get at least an 8 count. That'll force Benoit to mark.
Wasted no time covering that single pin. Ricky Ward. He sat down and he had forgotten. There's more work to do.
Well, that's good concentration.
Right,
I really
right.
like that in a player. You know, he wasn't looking that this is the 10th frame. He didn't put extra pressure on himself. Right now he needs 8 pins to potentially win the match. It isn't over.
That's the 7 pin.
A 205 for Ricky Ward. What a performance by this 22-year-old here in El Paso.
For Bob Benoit, he needs a mark of any kind
Benoit needs a
and
mark.
3 pins to lock up the match.
He's on the right lane. Conquered it.
Seems to
He turned to the side, 3 pins on 2 balls. That's as good as going to the bank with that one. So it's going to be Benoit against Ray Edwards, a newcomer, a power player who really has an exciting game as our tournament leader. The veteran prevailed in the semifinal. Down the middle.
All right. It's the type of smile we want to give Barbara Sykes of the El Paso Visitors and Convention Bureau. 2 years in a row now, she's taken us to interesting places to tape, like the Tiwa Reservation, and last year the divide overlooking the river and Mexico. Thank you, Barbara.
Good match.
Okay, Bob
Hope you
Benoit
liked
will
it.
go
Subscribe.
against another non